Hey everyone, welcome back to KennectionStudios. In today's video we're going to be talking about flirting, sexuality versus romantic attraction. This is like a continuation from my other video with the love languages. I just want to kind of keep this rolling with the whole like love type of stuff. Because once again, like this is like one of my favorite topics to talk about. I love relationships and like sexualities and stuff like that. So, and gender, all of that other stuff. What made me want to talk about this today, honestly, it's very like, I don't want to say it grinds my gears, but it definitely does just like, girl, is that really what it is? Because it's like, I don't know, when you are on social media and stuff like that, I know I talk about social media a lot, but like this, you know, that's what I be on, so it's just like whatever. But like, you know, social media and stuff, you know, you have like the gay per pay or like, you know, the people that don't want to ascribe to a label, and that's your business. I don't want to put labels on nobody, but like, a lot of times it don't even be like, it don't be gay for pay, it don't be like straight for pay, none of that, it don't be none of that. So it is like sexuality and gender, but specifically sexuality is such a spectrum that it can kind of get confusing. So I'm just here to like enlighten people on what it actually is, or like what, I would say what you actually are, because again I don't want to put that on people, but just like what people can be, you feel me? Or like what people kind of like could ascribe to if they choose to do that. So that's what this video is about. Yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the video. I'm going to start off with the sexualities. I'm going to list them as well as explain what they are. A lot of them everyone should probably know already. So as always, if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my phone because I put this stuff on my phone. Honestly, it's kind of hard to remember everything. Okay, so with your sexualities, you have heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, asexual, pansexual, and demisexual. There's a whole list of other stuff and other sexualities, but I'm only going to be talking about the ones that I listed. Heterosexual means that you are attracted to the opposite sex. So what you were ascribed to at birth and also what you learned about yourself, I think I should say. You are the gender that you were ascribed to at birth. There we go. You're the gender that you're ascribed to at birth, and you're attracted to the other gender or the other sex. So for heterosexuals, it's man and woman or woman and man. Heterosexual, you are attracted to the opposite sex of what you ascribe as, okay, or what you identify as. Homosexual is when you are attracted to the same sex that you were ascribed as. I keep saying ascribed, that you identify as. Bisexual means that you are attracted to two genders of the same sex or the opposite sex that you identify as. Pansexual means that you are attracted to multiple genders or all genders. Asexual means you are not attracted to a gender sexually, and demisexual means you are attracted to whatever gender, but it takes time for you to get that attraction. In the other video, when I talked about the 5 love languages and the love styles, I mentioned storage, right? When it comes to demisexuals probably fit the whole storage love style. So yeah, if you remember, think of storage when you think about demisexuals, because demisexuals are people that are attracted to people. It could be the same sex or opposite sex or multiple sexes or multiple genders, but it takes a while for them to gain that attraction. That's what demisexual is. Okay, so yeah, that's what sexualities are, or like the ones I'm talking about, that's what they are. Again, I feel like most people fall under one of these categories, as well as I want to like touch on how people are a certain sexuality, but they don't, or they say that they're one sexuality, but they're not, and they're the other. But the thing is, that's why I want to talk about the romantic side, because when you get into the what you are romantically, that's different from sexuality. You understand? It's not always one and the same. Sometimes it is, they coincide, they coexist, but sometimes it can be, okay, you fit this sexuality, but you are something else romantically. Okay, so also with sexualities, I want to highlight or shed light on the fact that everyone has a certain sexuality that they identify as. It's honestly not the end of the world, especially now. I also feel like now it's kind of tricky because I feel like we're going steps backwards because, you know, like laws and stuff like that. But with sexuality, we all fall under some type of sexual group. Honestly, just be calm, girl. Like, be calm. That's what I want to say. Be calm when it comes to all of that. Like, it's, again, not the end of the world. Also, it's really not that different from what the norm is, and the norm is being heterosexual. I feel like, wow, I should talk about that too, but I feel like it can be very hard, to say the least, to be a different type of sexuality than the norm. especially when you're religious or spiritual, or especially when you actually care about what other people think and you want to ascribe to the social norms of what society has put upon us. So again, be calm with it. Also, be yourself, and also just like get to know yourself, and yeah. Be calm with yourself and get to know yourself. And if you fall under a certain label, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. Again, it is not the end of the world. Just take it, because so, I don't know if it's obvious. It should be, because I mentioned it. But like, I'm homosexual. I identify as gay, but I'm homosexual. I would only have sex with men, I think. No shit. Yeah. But like, I'm not straight. Like, you understand me? Like, I don't like girls. It's complicated. It's really not that complicated, but it's complicated. Like, I don't know. This is when gender gets into the mix, okay? This is when gender gets into the mix. So I'm gonna give you a little like spiel, okay? So like with me, right? Again, I'm homosexual. I like men. I like to have sex with men. But it gets tricky when gender is involved, because you can identify as a certain gender but don't have the anatomy of said gender. That's one. Two, you can identify as a gender, but for certain people it's different depending on who you ask. So for example, and I don't want to get into gender though, but what I mean by that is like, for my transgender people, right? You have some people that feel like, okay, well, I'm trans. I don't need to identify as trans because I'm a man or I'm a woman. You understand? So it's like, is that? But then I don't like, this is the thing that I be talking about when it gets complicated, because it's just like, because you're trying to respect everybody. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to respect everybody's like identity. So it's hard for me to just say stuff, because I don't want to like be disrespectful, or I don't want to like, do all of that. I want to handle this topic with a little more care than I usually would any other topic. You understand? But for the sake of the video, so y'all can understand what I'm talking about, or like understand my point of view, is that it gets confusing when you have people who are trans that don't take the trans label because they identify as a woman or they identify as a man. But it gets confusing because when you say that, you automatically think like, oh, so it's being what is called cisgender. So with that being said, it's like people who identify as trans but don't take the trans label with it, it's like you are, I don't want to say, not discrediting, what word is that? I don't want to say neglecting either. What other word can I use? For the sake of the video, neglecting the cisgender people out there. You understand what I mean? So that's why it's like really confusing. When it comes to like my sexuality, it's like, I know that I'm homosexual, I know that I'm gay, right? But it's also just like, okay, I would say that I'm homosexual, but I would also fall under like bisexual or pansexual. Well, not bisexual, but pansexual, because I am also attracted to trans men. You understand? Yeah. I did good. Okay, alright. There we go. So that's why for me it gets a little tricky, because it's just like, okay, well, am I still gay or am I pansexual? You understand? Because if you are attracted to trans people, then trans is just a different type of woman or a different type of man. So it's like, what exactly am I, or like what exactly would that fall under? You understand? For some, and myself included, I would just say that I'm gay or homosexual because I look at trans men as men. When it comes to trans women, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. To be honest though, like I don't know. Honestly, yeah, let's be candid. I don't know. I really don't know, because it's like I know for a fact that I do not like cisgender women. Like, I know that, right? And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll leave it at that, because I know, again, I don't want to be like insensitive to this topic, because it's different for everybody. But for my experience, when it comes to trans women, I really don't know. Like, I don't see myself being with a trans woman. Honestly, if you really want to get technical sexually, romantically, that's a different story. But that's because I don't know, I really like personality, so I could see how I could fit under being pansexual. Because pansexual just, again, you like all genders, and most of the time it's based off their personality, it's based off how you interact, it's based off of how you feel when you're around them. You understand? But yeah, the thing is though, like, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I've never like really expressed that though. Like, but Okay, again, let's get candid, right? When it came to me being attracted to someone that was trans, right? Specifically trans women, right? It was honestly based off of their personality. Like, I vibe with them. But it wasn't like I was questioned. It was more like a like, okay, girl, like, I kind of like, like, I'll fuck with you in a way. Like, and I want to like, kind of like, not necessarily explore that, but just more like, I would take you on a date. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take you on a date. I will see what it's about. Like, I was not like that sexually, but just more like, I'll take you on a date. I will see what it's about romantically. So, yeah. That's honestly basically it. When it comes to, like, sex, right? Again, I think I should talk about that when I get there. But, yeah, let me talk about that when I get there. So, no, actually, sorry, y'all. I'm already there, gag. Okay, so, when it comes to sex in general, right? I'm not the biggest person when it comes to sex. Like, that's not really like my forte. Like, I partake in it, but just like a lot of times I don't want to say the person, but it's more like it's like the bond or like the connection, I should say. So with me, the bigger the bond or like the closer knit we are, the more sexual I will want to be with. You understand? So that's like really what it is. Now that does not mean that I don't do one night stands. I do. But it's just because, I think I need. You feel me? Like, sometimes you just want your stuff. You feel me? You just want your judge. So it's just like, okay, well, with the apps, you feel me? Like, down with the apps, okay, let's get this going. You feel me? That's what that is. But it's not like, I don't care about none of those men. You understand what I mean? Like, if it's on a dating app, like on a Grindr, Jack, Tinder, it would just be like, okay, well, I'm here to do my thing and zip. Like, we don't ever gotta speak again. You understand? Don't ever gotta speak again. So that's what that is for me. So like, again, I'm not the most sexual person, but I do crave intimacy. Like, I really like the whole like foreplay things of, if that's what you want to call it, because yeah, I consider massages foreplay too. No shade. No shade, but I do though. Like, but that's probably like my love language because it's physical touch. So just like, okay, that's foreplay. But like, for real, stuff like that. Like, I like intimate stuff, and I feel like intimacy creates a bigger bond. And then it's like, okay, I would like to go to the next step and have sex. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, hopefully I explained all of that well. When it comes to me, like I said, it's really tricky because I feel like I could fall under a lot of like things. Again, I am homosexual. I am gay, right? But sometimes it's like, ooh, am I asexual? Ooh, am I demisexual? You understand what I mean? Because that's what or am I pansexual? That's what it kind of like feels like to me, because it's very like, I don't know. I feel like also because I'm a lover and I like to be romantic when I am in love. So it's like, okay, if that's the case, whoever I fall in love with, that's what's gonna happen. Or that's how I'm gonna move about it. Honestly, this is like my first time really saying this like out loud. I've always had like these type of, I guess, thoughts and feelings, but they're not strong enough to make me want to pursue it. I will say that. I feel like it's more like a curiosity than it is anything else, because, I like to love. I love love. So it's like, okay, yeah. But at the end of the day, though, I think when I stretch my point of view, or I stretch my thought process, when I think about it, it's like, okay, I know that I am homosexual. I know that I'm gay because of the simple fact that I don't see myself not marrying a man. You understand? The thought of me being bisexual is it's really not a thing. Again, because I'm not really the most sexual, so I can't really say that I'm bisexual. I feel like when we get there, it will tie together. You understand? So, yeah. While we're there, while we're getting there, we're almost there. We are there, to be quite honest. We're going to move this along to the romantic attraction of things. Okay? So yeah, let's get back to the video. Let's get back to what I was talking about. So next we have romantic attraction, right? So with romantic attraction, I'm going to give the categories again, and I'm going to explain what they are. So you have hetero-romantic, you have homo-romantic, you have aromantic, you have biromantic, and you have demi-romantic. I said all of them. So with being hetero-romantic, that means that you are romantic to someone that is the opposite sex of what you identify as. For being homo-romantic, it means that you are romantically attracted to the same sex. To being biromantic means that you are romantically attracted to the same sex or the opposite sex. For aromantic means that you are not romantically attracted to anybody. And for demi-romantic means that you're panromantic. Fuck! Fuck. I'm not doing this over. Sorry. We also have pararomantic in the list. And that means that you are romantically attracted to all genders, and you have demi-romantic, which means that you are romantically attracted to multiple genders too, I guess. But it's like you're only attracted to whoever based off of the bond that you and them created. Meaning that it takes time for you to be romantically attracted to said person. Again, this is gonna be hard to edit, I guess, because I'm not doing this over. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not doing it over. But yeah. I feel like people get sexuality and romantic confused because I feel like it's always intertwined. It's honestly, again, it's not always like intersect. It doesn't always connect. You understand? You can be bisexual, but you only date the opposite sex, which means you can be bisexual, but you are hetero-romantic. You understand? So that's basically the whole gist of what this is, right? You can be bisexual, but you are only hetero-romantic. You can be homosexual and be biromantic. You can be homosexual and homo-romantic, which makes you gay. You understand? So that's why this. So that's what I was talking about before. That is complicated for me specifically because it's just like I could see myself be romantic with honestly anybody. You understand? So it's like, yeah, but I also think that's just me as a person because I'm very like nice and I'm sweet and like I want people to feel special, but specifically I want people who I'm in love with to feel special. You understand? So yeah, this is very like out in the open for me. It really is. I feel like what I'm talking about is very like different for me because it's like, I don't say different, but it's very like out in the open because I don't express this to anybody for real. So yeah, I want to touch on asexual and aromantic people because I feel like that's very like prominent with people. I feel like you can be asexual but be homo-romantic, or you can be asexual and be biromantic. You can be asexual and be hetero-romantic because romance is just about who you can see yourself dating and being with for short term, long term, whatever the case may be, right? Same thing for being pansexual. I feel like you could be pansexual but only want to be with a woman long term, or only want to be with a man long term. So I'm saying all of this to say that sexuality is a spectrum because it's not always, okay, I want to have sex with X, Y, and Z. But that does not mean that I want to be romantically involved with X, Y, and Z. For example, from my gay people, look at Yardi, right? He recently said that he's married to a cisgendered woman, but he does have sex with men. That, to me, and I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful or anything of the sort, but to me, that means that he is bisexual or pansexual and hetero-romantic because he doesn't see himself being with anybody else long term besides a cisgender woman, I want to say. Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically like everything I want to say. I want to like, should I reiterate? I don't think I should reiterate because honestly it's very interesting how this dynamic plays out. And this is for everybody, to be quite honest. And let me highlight straight people. When it comes to being straight, I think that means that you are sexually attracted to the opposite sex and you are romantically attracted to the opposite sex. Nothing more. You understand? So, yeah. I feel like gender does make things a little bit more confusing because gender and sexuality is two different things. So it's like, yeah. Because it's two different things, so it's very confusing. I don't want to keep using the word confusing because I don't want that to like be the thing. Like I really want people to understand that I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful or step on anybody's toes or anything of the sort because I just feel like this is something that needs to be said and people need to learn about so they could just figure out their own stuff, you know? I think I'm done with the whole sexuality and romantic thing. I honestly talk myself in a loop. If it sounds confusing, that's also because I'm also confused. And it's no shade, but it's the truth. Like, I should really get that on the shirt. It's no shade, but it's the truth. Yeah, people can be different things. You understand? So, yeah. We're gonna move into the flirting topic because I also really like this topic as well. It's real cute. It's real fucking cute. Gag. Because I got story times on this. No shade. But yeah. let's go on with the other part of the video. So again, we're gonna move into flirting, and I'm gonna describe what flirting is and what different flirting situations are. Question mark? Yeah. But basically what flirting is, and I'm also gonna tell you what the different types of flirting there is. Everybody flirts differently, but there's like some common flirting tactics, okay? I decided to put this in the video because I just feel like, you know, you gotta know if, you know, who's scouting you, or who you scouting, you understand what I mean? Or how it may look to other people. So I feel like some are very obvious, and others, you know, you probably didn't even know that it was flirting. So when it comes to flirting, right, you have smiling and laughing, which I feel like is very like understandable. Like, that's very obvious. When it comes to that, you know, obviously you smile, you laugh, you are engaging in conversation. You have like touching your hair, and for like men specifically, I feel like it's like wagging their legs is what I like to call it. I can't really see me on camera, but like let's say like you sitting down, or a guy sitting down, or he's sitting down on the couch or whatever, he's comfortable, they probably like leaning back a little bit, and you know, their hands probably on their head or whatever the case may be. And you know, they just wag their legs. Like their knees go inward and then they go outwards. Being that you can't see what I'm doing, it goes inward, outward, and they wagging their legs, touching the air. They probably got their hand in their pants or like outside their pants, but either way they're touching their private in some way, shape, or form. So it's like, y'all can't see me damn, but like it's like, you know, it's like that. But they probably don't like it. But just, it's like that. If they doing that, they're probably like interested. And then you have like grooming or caressing an object. So like let's say like you got a drink in your hand, you're touching your drink, you moving it around, like very much like, you know, they talking and they flirting. Or they talking, they probably don't know that they flirting, but it's like this. You feel me? Or like, let's say like they get close to you and they put their hand on your thigh or whatever. That's also flirting. You also have like it's called solidarity dance, but it's solidarity dance, yes, but it means like when you're dancing with somebody, you know, it's more so like towards my black people, you know what I mean? Like let's say like, what is it called again? When like you jump on it, like I don't know, like that's basically what it is. When you jump on it, somebody twerking and you decide to like, you know, go up against it, and then y'all wind it together. That's flirting. That's what that means. That's flirting. And then you also have like, again, like accidental touching. So like touching the arm, like, you know, you in the conversation, so you laugh and you touch their arm, or like you put your hand on their thigh. That's also like considered flirting. And then you have eye contact with this, which is honestly my favorite. And with eye contact, you have like what is called room encompassing glance. So that means like you step into the function and you scout, basically. Once you step into the room, you scout like, oh, okay, the cute niggas is over there, the cute niggas is over there, or like whatever the case may be, is that. You just scout out the room, like looking around, like seeing who's there, what it's about, what's the vibe given. That's an encompassing glance, right? And then you also have your short darting glances. So that's like when you see somebody that you're interested in and they also see you, and then throughout the function y'all keep looking at each other, like, but it's like short glances. It's like you look away, look away. That's also flirting through your eyes. And then lastly you have the fixed glance. So that's like when you see somebody that you like, they look at you and y'all stare at each other for like a cute minute. You feel me? It's nothing longer than a minute, but like it's usually like 5 to 10 seconds. Like you look, you stare, you give them eyes. You feel me? Listen, I think I said this before, but in case I didn't, the eyes tell you everything that you need to know, right? So it's like you look, you stare, okay, you see what it's giving. You feel me? You gotta be real seductive with your eyes. A lot of people flirt like that, especially in the gay community. A lot of people flirt like that. It's just checking you out. I don't think it's. I love that TikTok, and it was like how you see somebody that's in the same community as you, and they would like stare at you, but it's not staring at you in like competition, it's staring at you to check you out. You feel me? Check you out. That's what it is. I feel like a lot of times in the gay community, you could think that somebody's staring at you for a long time and they're like competitive against you, but honestly, it's probably not even like competition. It's just like, okay, I'm just trying to figure out if you one of the girls or not. You feel me? It's very much that, like, I'm looking at you and I stare a little bit and we make eye contact, and the eye contact is like very long and intense. That's like, I'm checking you out, like, I just want you to know. You feel me? That's what that is. For me, like I said, eye contact is my favorite type of like flirting mechanism, I guess. You can never go wrong with it. It's not too much, it's not too little. It's just right. You feel me? So yeah, so flirting. So that's like, honestly, that's how I flirt. But sometimes I feel like if we doing like the short glances, okay, like I get over it. Like, okay, we keep looking at each other, and especially we in a gay function, we at the gay club, we keep looking at each other. Let me go talk to you. I'm very much that. Like, I'm gonna talk to you first, probably. Because it's just like, girl, I don't know, like, I just feel like if I talk to you first, then it's in my, like, it's on my time, like, it's in my environment. Now you're in my space, you feel me? So, you know, I start talking to you, and then we just talk about whatever. I feel like that's what I do, at least. I don't know. I'm very, like, smooth with it, so it's just like, okay. And I go talk to them, I see, like, the interest, what is given. And then 9 times out of 10, when it comes to eye contact, I can tell if they feeling me too. So it's just like, okay, you looking at me like that, and the eyes, listen, the eyes never can lie. You feel me? They never lie. So it's just like, okay, I'll talk to you, but I want to look at you in your eyes. Okay, you like what you see. So then that makes me like advance, move forward in the whole debacle. I feel like I always do that though. No shade. No shade. But it's the truth. Like, I feel like I always do that. So just like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a pro. And that's how I know if somebody's interested in me or not. So just like, okay, work. So that was very fast. I didn't expect it to be that fast. When it comes to accidental touching, again, my love language is touch, physical touch. So it's like, I know that, so I don't think that you're always flirting. You understand what I mean? Some people are just very touchy. That's what flirting is. I feel like everybody do flirt a little differently. I feel like a lot of times people do flirt in a, how do I want to say this? In a very, like, they would try to like cut your ass, basically. That's how a lot of people flirt. And, you know, depends on what it is. It's cute, it's not cute, whatever the case may be. That's what flirting is. Now that you know, like, what flirting is and like how people look at flirting, be careful what you do. Because you could be talking to somebody, you could just be nervous, but not like nervous as in I want you type of way, but nervous and you're actually just nervous. So like, I can see if you have long hair, you could play with your hair, but that's like, I don't know. Because I learned about this, I would think that that's flirting, but some people just like, they're just too anxious, so they gotta fidget with something. And their hair is like the closest thing or like the most normal thing to fidget with. Okay everyone, we have reached the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And leave a comment below on what your sexuality is and what you're attracted to. Also, let me know how you flirt or if you flirt at all. As always, thank you for watching. My name is Kendall. See you later. Bye. I'll go again. I always do this. Okay. You know, the heater does all this fucking noise to not have no heat in my room. As y'all know, there's a mirror behind the camera, or I'm looking this way. That's because I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm not looking off into the distance, girl. The whole house got heat, but my room. What is that about? I'm the coldest bitch in here. Literally. But like for real, like what's that about? I could pay attention. Whether you're, whatever the case may be, whether you think that I'm just attractive or whether you want me, the eye contact never lies. Like, as y'all know, I'm in a relationship, right? So if I was single or me being single, I would treat whoever I fall in love with the same way. Because the thing is, I really like making my person, now make my man feel special. Like, I like for him to have his moment. I like for him to have or feel a certain type of way. Like, I honestly give my all into that. Or my leg is itching. Ooh. Work that out. So it's like, whoever I fall in love with, that's what they're gonna get fuck with me. You understand what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not really more so about what they are, it's about who they are. I'm so pretty, gang. Okay. This shit is pissing me off. I just want to say what I want to say, but I want to be like politically correct.